Hello everyone, this is the Jelly Beautiful and Moronic Hack with just a fun game stream. How are you for this Friday night? And so this requires context. So why the heck am I playing this game? So a brief explanation before we play this game proper. So this past week on Monday when I did the Hack Jack show, this game was mentioned in one during the episode, and I decided upon reading the description of the Game Boy Advance version of this game, which is the game you see in here in front of you right now. I decided to want to take a crack at it and see what kind of game am I going into. I briefly played it, and the only thing I can say right now, just playing a few minutes of it, is that I am surprised of how thoughtfully made it is. and you'll see why. I definitely had to read the instructions here, which I won't go through, but you know, if you're gonna play this game, read the instructions first, because a lot of the mechanics and context and explanations are not given if you just play the game by itself. Hello, Johnny. Yes, this was given to me by Pope Leo. I believe that's the newest Pope. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm most likely wrong, but yes, you're playing the Bible game, a game to test your biblical knowledge within, well, you'll see the story in a little bit. So, let me go ahead and get things started now that I explain things. There we go, and I like to believe I know my biblical knowledge, so we're gonna go hard. So we're gonna go hard mode and see if either I'm going to prove my Christian faith right here tonight, and see if I need to crack open the good book more often. Here we go. Alright, so for context, one thing that's
The armor of God will look good on me.
there you go.
I'm ready to put on the armor of God.
Not a visually good looking game by any stretch of the means, but for context, the whole thing here for this game is that you can be one of these two kids, and their parents taught them about the armor of God. And in this case, I think they're imagining, or they're literally want to go and get like the armor of God, even though, you know, in the text it's metaphorical, but here, no, they want to get it literally. And in order to get the armor of God, you gotta get it from 8 different churches. But each church has a key that you need to unlock, and in the order to get the key, you must defeat a minion from the Great Deceiver, aka the Devil. And all the way to beat the minion is by answering Bible trivia. So that is how it goes. You're going around defeating demons with your knowledge of the good book in order to attain the full armor of God.
The armor of God will look good on me.
And for this one, I'm gonna play as the girls. As I tried the boy, there's no meaningful difference. It's just whichever one you want to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and be the girl.
Are you?
There we go. We got our Holy Crusader outfit on. I am surprised that the GBA game has a loading screen, because it's not a disc-based game, but whatever. Alright, so Vegetables parody Pokemon. No, this is more so if Vegetables parody just JRPGs, not even Pokemon. So as you can see, it's an isometric game. The actual movement's pretty solid. In 8-way directions, so works for the Game Boy Advance. You can jump. Oh, so these bugs here, they have a name. These are called the heretics. They're basically little bugs that try to grab your life, and you gotta squash on them to defeat them, like that. And from there, you get these crosses. And the whole point... Oh, one more time. And the whole point is that the crosses you get holy water. You then talk to a townsfolk to exchange a cross for a holy water, and use the holy water to stun a demon, and then that's where you do the battle, so to speak.
I think I saw a deceiver that way.
Thank you. So let's go ahead. Let's try to find our first demon. And while we're at it, just stop on these bugs. There we go. Now these scrolls here, these are hints. They get random hints given to you that you can access at any time. Johnny, that's what I learned about. Oh boy, reading your chat. I'm not surprised. I'm sure she figuratively touched many young men, Brazilian men in their childhood. Still though, you know, still. Maybe she probably could have done something else aside of that. Oh well. They just stomp on these bugs. Alright, so the demon's over here. It's gonna be over here somewhere. Oh, let me just show an example of like the hint system. So I got 5 scrolls. Now they're pretty random. So I press select, and from there you get a random hint. So Genesis 21:3, Abraham was the father of Isaac. And that's it. So that mechanic I understand what it's going for, but unless you can see like a list of it, if it's all just random, and I don't know for sure if the questions you get from the minions are predetermined. It's kind of hard to know if where the not. Unless you're gonna write it all down, it's gonna be pretty hard to. Uh-oh, hold on. Oh, there's the minion right there. There you go. First encounter. Oh, we got through the holy water. Oh. Oh, damn. Oh. Ah, and I ran out of holy water. So let's escape. Alright. Got low health, so let's go get some heart. Oh, another cross. And to get more holy water, talk to the people.
I see a deceiver over there.
Thank you. Alright, now let's get back to it. Oh, God. That came like a fastball. There we go, got him. Here we go. Now time for the actual. Now time for the real finishing blow. All right, let's answer this question. Who was the father of Isaac? Who was the father of Isaac? Let's see. It was Abraham. Yep. Got it. Who said there? Oh, so the English translation they use is the King James version. So, the Old English is not too familiar to me, but I can kind of make out what they're trying to say. Who said there cometh one mightier than I after me, the latchet of whose shoes I am not worthy to stoop down and unloose? That was John the Baptist. Whose name did the Lord change to Israel? That was Jacob. What is the last book of the Old Testament? That is Malachi. Who was a sister of Lazarus? This was just Mary. There's a woman named Mary. In which book is the shortest verse of the Bible? That is in John. And it simply says Jesus wept. Yep, John 11:35. This is the chapter about Lazarus. Why did God send his son into the world? To prove the world, to save the world, that the world through him might be saved. There you go. One, not quite 316, but close enough. I get 6 out of 7. I got a perfect score. And I got a bonus life. So one thing, yep, and a piece of the key. Begone, demon. So, and from there, that is pretty much the gameplay loop. It looks like on the hard ones, the questions aren't harder, but you do have to answer more of them, which is interesting. So let's rush through these. There we go. Now I do know there's another demon down here. Oh. Up. There we go. Come on, give me a heart. Give me a heart. Good. Ooh, full health. Oh. Alright. Just gathering resources. This is basically grinding. I do appreciate that this is this is actually a game. Whoa. Like you actually get to play a game in between all the Bible trivia. Whoa. The hit detection on the bugs isn't the greatest, but you can make it work. Ah. Alright, let's try to get this demon.
This ought to be interesting.
Got him. Alright, here we go. God considered great evil to worship false gods or to bow down to graven images and statues. Yes, he does. It's one of the 10 Commandments. Which disciples were first told of Jesus not being in the tomb any longer? Philip, Bartholomew, Simon, and Andrew. Ah! It's Peter and John. Well, there's my first mistake. Alright. I'm a false believer. I got this one wrong. Who did Jesus say had given more than the rich man? It was the poor man, or I think I remember. I can't remember if it was the poor man or the widow. Yeah, you're right, John. Peter and John, they race to the tomb. Yep, absolutely right. Boo, this heretic. Alright, let me try to think this one. Who did Jesus say had given more than the rich men? I want to say the poor man, but my mind wants to go to the widow. I can only make one mistake. I know it's not the orphan. Not the orphan. Poor man or widow. Poor man or widow. It was... Okay, I'm gonna go with the obvious answer. No. You know what? I'm gonna go with my gut and say the poor man. It was the widow. I should have. I failed this. I failed this one. What was Paul's occupation? He was a fisherman. I was confused with the other disciples. Yes, he was a tent maker. Oh no. Oh no. This early, I'm already failing. To whom did the resurrected Jesus first appear? He appeared to... Not Peter. I know not to Peter. I'm trying to remember which Mary was. I think it was his mother? No, it was Mary Magdalene. Ooh, that almost tricked me up. With what did the apostles anoint the sick? With what did the apostles anoint the sick? Ooh, okay, not wine. Oil. Whew. What sign was given to Zacharias that he might believe that John would be born to he and his wife? He was struck deaf. No, he wasn't blinded. No. Deaf? No, he couldn't talk. So I guess in the old English it was called dumb. So I'm gonna go with this. Yep. You need answered for the deceiver has escaped. Dang it. So yeah, if you let's run away from these bugs for a second. Alright, let's try to get it one more time. Ah, damn. Woohoo.
This ought to be interesting.
And I ran out of holy water. Alright. Retreat, retreat. Oh, grab this cross. We need that. Get some health. He was struck dumb is a hella funny a quote. Oh, you should have seen, like, when I was testing it out, you should have seen one earlier in the verse about... So, there was a question asked, who did Jesus... When Jesus said that you will deny me 3 times when the rooster crows, when I was asking that question, because it was using the, again, the old English, the, what's the word I'm looking for? The King James version, it was calling the rooster a cock. So in the question, it says something like, who did Jesus say that before the cock coos, you will deny me thrice? Something to that effect. And I had to get a little chuckle. Like, I knew what it was talking about, but it's hard not to be immature from that sentence. That was close. Ah. Got him. Alright, here we go. To what was Saul's name's changed? It was Paul. Although technically speaking, oh, I gotta have a doctor point to the game. He was always called Paul, but Saul was, I believe, that was his Jewish name, but among non-Jews, he was called Paul. John, I have a better chance of understanding the Latin than the King James version. What did God set in the firmament to give light up? What did God set in the firmament to give light upon the earth? The sun, the moon. No, it's a trick question. It's both. Who did you just say was the true vine? Ooh. Okay, this one. Okay, this one's tricking me up because I can't point to. Okay, this has to be another thing that is said in the King James, but it's not a translation that's kept in other English versions. So I'm trying to, from context, trying to figure out who can he refer to. My gut says talking about God the Father. Ah, he was referring to himself. All right, we can. 1, but we got to get the rest correct. Jesus' first recorded miracle was in response to whose request? It was to... Yeah, it was to Mary, because they was turning the water to wine at the wedding. Which of the 12 went to the chief priest to portray Jesus? Oh, we all know. Judas Iscariot. During the creation, what did God call the darkness? Night. To what Roman leader was... Oh, that the true vine? Then I guess just a verse I haven't committed to much memory then. To what Roman leader was Jesus referring when he said, render on... Okay, I answered this before. It's Caesar. Alright. We defeated another deceiver. Oh, and we gotta go inside there. So let's get rid of these bugs. Woo. Let's dash forward. Alright, we're in a new area. So I believe this is one of the churches you gotta get the keys for. So let's look around. Let's scroll. You know, let's get a hint just for the use mechanic. Judas Iscariot led the multitude to search for Jesus to the Mount of Olives. That's true. All right.
I saw a key piece that way.
Okay, so I gotta go this way. Follow the trail. Well, nah, I got enough hints.
If at first you don't succeed,
Woo! That was close. Got him. Alright, here we go. Oh, we just read this. Well, we now know. Yep, it was Judas Iscariot. What did Jesus give the 12 to eat as an emblem of his body? It was bread. The communion, or the actually the proper word, the Eucharist. Who was the husband of Mary? Joseph. In the parable of the lost sheep, how many sheep were lost? It was only just one. On what day of the week do the disciples come together to break bread? Ooh. What day of the week do disciples come together to break bread? Oh, there's not many contexts I can work with here. This has to be something specific, but I'm gonna have to make an educated guess on John Emblem Silly Games Action Body. You have to excuse the game, Johnny. It's not really made for a Catholic audience. I understand what you mean. But this one, there's not much context to work with here, so I'm gonna make an educated guess and say on the second day. First day. What happened to Sapphira after she realized that her lie to God was known? She left the church, she repented. Ooh. More Orthodox. Hey, Miss Servant! Surprised to see you here. Domingo. Oh, okay, yeah, the first day. Yep, Domingo. Okay, this one. Ooh, this one I'm murky on. Left the church, was repented. Okay, I'm making another educated guess. I'm gonna go with she fell down and died. Whew. Okay, so it was that particular chapter from Acts that I was thinking correctly. What did Pilate do prior to having Jesus scourged and crucified? He washed his hands. Alright, and I defeated the deceiver. And another piece of the key. There we go. Ooh. That's such a big area, but pretty guided. And so far, no other things has been introduced, so yeah, this is a very simple game. And just because, and even though it's on the Game Boy Advance, that's really not really excuse. Oh, what do you have to say?
I think I saw a deceiver that way.
Alright, this way then. Before we get any closer, what's a hint? The Lord forbid Adam and Eve to eat the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Yes, he did. He did say that. Alright, let's find another demon.
this ought to be interesting.
Oh, where is it? Oh, where is it? There he is. Woo! Whoa! Oh, got him. Here we go. Which tree? We just read this. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Who is the bread of life? That is Jesus. Which apostle was not present when Jesus first appeared to the apostles? Ooh. Okay. Thaddeus, Thomas, or Peter? It's not Thaddeus. Thomas. No, it was Peter. Okay, I'm willing to be a fool, but I have to believe it's Peter. It was Thomas. I'm a fool. I'm a fool. I gotta reread the Gospel of John. And the parable of the 10 virgins. How many virgins were foolish? The parable of the 10 virgins. Wait, 10 virgins. I'm trying to remember this parable. No, the Thomas the Doubter. No, we do. I do know it. It's just answering the question like right here. I was having difficulty trying to remember who it was. But this question, I'm trying to remember a parable about 10 versions. Back to catechism class. I'm trying to remember what this is though. Okay, now this one I think I actually have to go back and read because I don't recognize this one. Make a guess. I'm gonna say 5. No, wait, no. I'm gonna make it 7. It was 5. I gotta reread Matthew then. What did the Israelites call the bread like food the Lord provided them for? Manna. Manna from heaven. What did the disciples receive from Jesus when he first appeared to them after the resurrection? The Holy Ghost, the remission of sins, the commandment to go into the world. That's the receive from Jesus. Believe it was. I'm gonna go Holy Spirit. Yeah, we'll send you his Spirit. Yes, good. What must we do in order for Heavenly Father to forgive? What must we do in order for the Heavenly Father to forgive us? We must repent. Wait, what? Mark 11:26. Hold on. What must we do in order? Oh, okay. Okay. Yep. Okay, I remember this. Okay. I'm gonna put the game's fault in this one. They worded this question oddly. Yes, you can call me being salty, whatever. No, they worded this question in a weird manner because obviously you must yeah, forgive those trespass against us. Just yes, but when the way the questions nothing to be with the ruler. No, none of that. All right, well, just this one I messed up. Man, I just misread the question. Question was hella obvious. Yep. I did not deliver as escape. All right. Woo. Let's read one more hint. The star in the east brought the wise men to Jerusalem. Thank you. That prayer song on every southern woman's wall had no excuses. I have a Mexican mother, not a southern mother.
At first, you don't succeed.
And even then, it's second generation. not even first. What sign brought the star in the east, where we just read? Which of the apostles betrayed Christ? It was Judas. Greater love hath no man than this that blank a man laid. Oh, greater love hath no man than this that a man laid down his life for his friends. Men serve one another, or a man hath charity. Yeah, is this one? Yep. Sacrifice. Who was Abel's mother? It was Eve. At the feeding of the 5,000, who had the 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish? Let's see. Was it Mary Magdalene, a lad, or Andrew? You know, obviously I know the story, but I never considered, like, as a detail, I just never considered to think about who actually had it. Was it Andrew, or was it just someone? I think it was just someone that was there. I don't think it was I don't think it was any of the disciples. Okay, good. Whew. I was kind of worried there. Who passed by the wounded man in the parable of the Good Samaritan? It was a priest. In the parable of the laborers, who did Jesus say the first would be? The first will be last. And perfect score. Got him. And we defeated Deceiver. Alright, we need one more and we got the key and we'll get the full key. Woo! Oh, we gotta go all the way back here. Where are we going? We're taking this game. That's a long, it's a bit of a long trek. Alright, let's go. So, I would say it is kind of unfair though. Once you get back into the game after you finish doing the quizzes, the bugs are just kind of on you. And the problem is that there's no stun when they damage you. So you know, like you have a few frames where you're invincible, so you can move out of the way. They pretty much will keep attacking you as long as your player character is touching them, which is not good design. So that's one negative I have to put towards the game. Uh-oh, here we go. Woo! Gotcha. Let's do it. Who succeeded Saul as king of Israel? It was David. What is the gift of God through which we are saved? It is through grace. In the parable of the prodigal son, in what did the father dress his repentant son when he returned in his return? A ring on his finger, the best robe, both are correct. Ooh. Again, I know the parable exactly. But it's one of those just small details that you don't really think about. I'm gonna go trying to go the safe bet. I'm gonna go with both are correct. It seems to be it. Okay. Alright, bugs and unnecessary game design as a whole. I could see that. I think they should have been. I think for the bugs for the reason for them existing, the heretics as they're called, they should have been a lot more fun to interact with. And instead, they're just there for you to farm resources. That's really all they're there for. When Jesus first spoke to Mary Magdalene at the sepulcher, who did she think he was? She thought he was just a gardener. Yeah, so did I just run from them? Oh yeah, because I have the necessary resources at the moment, but if I ran out, then I have to beat up the bugs to get more of them. On what day of the week did Mary Magdalene and Joanna find a stone rolled away from the... Okay. It was the first day, the 7th day, the 5th day. It was the 5th day. Ah! And just near Easter too. Oh no. I'm just getting more ammo to Johnny. That's all I'm doing right now. English, do you speak it? That's not an English. It's not a common English word, Johnny. Upon which hand of God does Jesus Christ sit? On the right hand of God. Which of the following are signs that Jesus said would follow them? Which of the following are signs that Jesus said would follow them that believe? In Jesus' name they shall cast out devils, and they shall speak with new tongues. Both are correct. Alright. Well, still success, even if I missed one. And we got the final piece of the key. And now we can get to the church. And... oh, let's get rid of this bug. Go away. Go away. Going to the church now. Congratulations, you have completed Quest 1 and received the Shoes of Preparation with a total score of 42. There we go, we got the Shoes of Preparation. Looks neato. And now time for Quest 2 for the second piece. And... ooh, we're like in an oasis. Or is it a beach? No, it's more like an oasis. Oh, we got scorpions this time. Oh, cool! If you look at the character's model, we got the actual boots on. Nice. Okay. So, Do they do anything gameplay wise? No. Well, they should have done something. Instead of, like, it's cool that they visually show progress, but maybe... Well, let's see if they do anything different. At least give me the opportunity to jump on the bugs once. Sounds like jump on them twice just to beat them. Thank you. Let's run around. Scorpion! Thank you. Oh yeah, I'm at an oasis. Can I enter here? Nope.
With that first, you don't succeed.
Whoa! Then he just... Ah. Got him. There we go. Where did Jesus say there are many mansions? Okay, this has to be a new king. It's impressive that's okay. Okay, I was reading your comment thinking out loud. Okay, this has to be something that's in the New King James version. I mostly read the New International Version, so I don't recall the word mansion being used in any context. So I'm trying to. So again, gotta look for context clues here. His father's house in Jerusalem in the judgment hall. I'm gonna go with in his father's house. Okay, good. To what seed did Jesus liken the kingdom of heaven? A mustard seed. No, wait. Hold on. Oh, wait. Hold on. Wait. What's... Okay. You know, first thing is to go to mustard seed, but that's in regards to talking about how, like how much faith you need in order for in order for God to be, I guess, to be within your life. It's ruins of Evangelist Con readings. Ah, I see. And sir, I actually knew that because of my Protestant Sunday school days. Gotcha. What seed did you like in the kingdom of heaven? In my father's house was a popular kids song. Ah, okay, I gotcha. Wheat, barley, mustard seed. Oh man, I kind of doubted myself. What if this actually is a mustard seed? Because I'm trying to. That's like the seed most common related to a lot of Jesus' teachings. I don't recall any ones with wheat and barley. All right, I'll actually will go with my gut choice in the beginning. Okay, it was. I was overthinking it. According to John, why did the chief priests and Pharisees want Pilate to judge Jesus? That Jesus' blood would be on Pilate's hands. To not offend the Jews, it was not lawful for the Jews to put any man to death. When Pilate judged it, it was Jesus' blood would be on Pilate's hands. No, to not offend the Jews. Not. It has to be the third one. Yep. That's why the teachers of the law had to use the Roman legal system in order to crucify Christ. Whom did Jesus say was a burning and shining light? That was... I said it was John the Baptist. Yep. Who was the author of Exodus? That is Moises or Moses. Who convinced the people to ask for Barabbas released instead of the Jews? It was the chief priests. Yep. Who was Seth's father? Adam. What did Jesus tell the apostles not to take with them as he sent them out? Sandals, coat, bread. I have to think this one. So their lobby got the government at the time to kill someone. Shocker. Hey now. Good edgy joke, but hey now. What did he just tell the apostles not to take with them as he sent them out? Their sandals, their coat, or bread? What to not take with them? I'm drawing a blank here. I can't. Again, probably one of the verses that I just kind of read and don't really recall offhand. Okay, I'm gonna go with bread, because every time you read through the gospel, disciples do get hungry a lot, so I imagine they're not carrying a lot of food. Yep. Yeah. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 demons, we have to defeat 6 demons. Minutes. I wonder what's going on with the Cody, because every time like something opens, the music audio just like starts acting up. Oh, what the? What's this? Okay then. Alright, I did not expect traps. Let's do this again. There we go. Woo! Oh no. Alright, the toughest challenge in the game. Platforming. With this little tiny jump here. Alright. Yeah, let's be cautious. Okay, good. There we go. Alright, wasn't too bad. Let's see. I could be grinding some crosses though. Right now, I am very low on holy water. Woo.
If at first you don't succeed, quit.
Also strange. Actually, before I do that, let me at least try to find people, because you need to speak with people in order to get more holy water. And oh, dang. And I haven't encountered one single person in this area. Is this a person? No, that's just a cactus. Is there anyone there? Hello? Oh my gosh. Am I also wandering in the desert for 40 years? There's gotta be one person. How the heck the games expect me to...
Is that your best shot?
No, I'm not trying to fight you right now. Come on. Give me a cross. Thank you. Come on, give me a soul. I can't be the last living soul. The last living soul. Be the last living soul. Good gorilla song. Off topic. Anyone listen to the latest Gorillaz album? They released one called The Mountain. Very India inspired, which is an interesting direction. Why would anyone be standing in that arid place? It's a good question. Wow, there is not one person here.
This ought to be interesting.
Okay, maybe. Okay. Let's deal with this devil. Got him. Between Mary and Martha, which listened to the Lord's teaching rather than serve the meal? It was Mary. Into how many parts was the coat? What? Hey, Sarah, you haven't heard the order once to begin with. You know what, Johnny? I actually don't. I think that's actually I don't have an idea what your music taste is. So I would not know if you would like the grills to begin with. Do you like their designs? I think that's a fair question. How many parts was the coat of Jesus rent? Okay, again, this is the old English kind of messing me up. Okay, thank you, Miss Sarah. I had a hunch that was what it meant. So, okay. I believe it was the 3. Nope. Am I thinking of something else? Okay, yeah, that's a story I need to refamiliarize with. I'll take the L on that one. Where did Jesus betray Jesus? At the the Garden of Gethsemane. Which of the 2 apostles went into the sepulchre first? Oh, you just said it earlier in the stream. No, actually no. Never mind. That was something for a different question. It was Peter went in first. Who wrote the first epistle of Peter? Peter, James, or Paul? I feel like this is a trick question, but I'm gonna go with the obvious answer. He likes early 2000s rock, dad rock if you're shutting down the excuse to say the gamer word. In that case, then I don't think you'll really like the Gorillas. They're like, even for their time, they do a lot of mixed. Actually, no. Well, actually, let me rephrase. Let me change my answer. If you at least like the first 2 albums, so their debut and Demon Days, I think you will find tracks that you really like, and there will be tracks that you don't vibe with, since they do tend to do a lot of different things and hardly stick to one style. Like that first album, they're doing a bunch of things that technically don't really mix well together, like cohesively. But that's what kind of made them special. You have never heard the end of he got that one wrong? What snake did Paul after he was shipwrecked on the island of Melita? A viper. Definitely not a rattlesnake, because rattlesnakes are not native to that side of the world. A cobra. Cobra or a viper? Okay, so I will have to confess, I have not memorized Paul's story greatly, so this one, I don't have a confident answer which one it would be. Aside from just taking out rattlesnakes, because they don't exist in that part of the world. I'm gonna go with maybe cobra. I'm gonna go with viper. Nope. Cobra. Ah! Ah! I had it! I had it! Ah! Double guessing myself. Who said, "Behold, I see the heavens open and the Son of Man standing on the right hand of God"? Stephen, Paul, Matthias. It was Paul. No? So I see the heavens open. Yeah, this is Sarah, follow your gut. Well, see, this is what happens when I follow my gut. I thought it was Paul, but it was Steven. Again, I confess, I don't know the Book of Acts too well. What name did the family members first try and give John the Baptist? They want to name him after his father, Zacharias. 5 out of 8. I lost. The demon won that one. And I got no more holy water. Okay, let's try to find someone here. Maybe gotta go back to the first area. Where? Oh, that's right. No, it's not along there. I gotta. Where's that? Where's that door?
Is that your best shot?
Oh, where the heck did you come from?
There's a key piece just over there.
Well, at least I found you. All right. All right. I got enough. And just in case, Paul wrote the Epistle of the Galatians. All right, good. I got that hint. I got a freebie. But for the record, I already knew that. Where's that demon? Come out. There he is.
If at first you don't succeed, quit.
Got him. Let's do it. Who wrote the Epistle of the Galatians? It was Paul. Who did you say was a murderer from the beginning? Cain, the devil, Judas Iscariot. I don't remember Jesus ever talking about Cain. So, I'm gonna go with the devil, Satan. Yep. Only because he never told that to Judas, and I don't recall Jesus ever talking about Cain. Where did Mary and Joseph find the missing 12-year-old Jesus? At the synagogue. Synagogue. I like saying it like that mostly because from an episode of The Simpsons where... Little side tangent. It's an episode of The Simpsons where Mr. Burns is doing a presentation of how to succeed in business. And in his little speech, he says the word synagogue, but he says synagogue. So it's just it's a funny way he says it. But yeah, the synagogue. Okay, no, I'm calling shenanigans with this one. A synagogue is a temple. I am calling shenanigans on this question. It's temple and synagogue are... A synagogue is a type of temple. It's a Jewish temple. I was right. I don't care what the game says. I was right on that one. In what form did the Spirit of God descend from heaven at Jesus' baptism? It was a ray of light. Wait, what? Matthew. What? Wasn't there a bright light? Oh, okay, no. Finding at the temple. It was... You can assume it was a synagogue, Johnny. What? Oh. Okay. Fair. You know what, Johnny? Fair enough. Fair. Okay, fine. I'm just saying. A synagogue is still a temple. Just a specific type of temple. I need to actually look up this verse. Because I do not... I'm sure it's correct. I just don't recall a dove descending from heaven during his baptism. Let me get my Bible. Is it Matthew 3:16? Hold on. Okay. I have my good book in front of me. Okay, I need to corroborate this. Okay. Matthew chapter 3. Alright, I'm on chapter 3. As we get verse 16. And I am reading from the... This is mostly just for Johnny. I am reading the... Again, New International Version. It says, and I quote, As soon as Jesus was baptized, he went up out of the water. At that moment, heaven was open, and he saw the Spirit of God descending like a dove and alighting on him. Well, hold on. Well, I mean, I guess you could say descending like a dove. Man, I didn't take that literal. Either way, the dove was the subject, so there you go. Well. I think I've already failed this one. Who was the king of Babylon when Judah was when Judah was taken to captivity. Oh, I remember this one. It's Nebuchadnezzar. With what type of branches did the people greet Jesus as he entered Jerusalem? It was palms, which is very relevant as this Sunday is Palm Sunday. Why do the unclean spirits say they were called legion? For they were many. What did Elijah challenge the prophet Zabal to do? Oh, okay. Okay, now for once, this is an Old Testament question that's stumping me because I lack a lot of knowledge about the prophet Elijah. Part the Jordan River, calm down fire from the heaven, or stop the sun. I'm gonna say calm down fire from heaven. Ooh, I got a lucky guess there. But was it enough? Was not enough. Deceiver has escaped. Yes, sir. And also historically speaking, synagogue was a type of building, but there was only one holy temple. Yep, which is the Temple of Solomon. Absolutely right. All right. Let's read it. According to Luke, Jesus was 30 years old when he was baptized. All right. So again, we got a freebie. Now let's go ahead and get this. Got him. Let's do it. 30. What were Peter and Andrew doing when Jesus called them to follow him? I think specifically there were many in their nets. I should have went fishing, but I should have went fishing. I should have went with that. What comes when you see a cloud rise out of the west? Darkness. Darkness. What comes when you see a cloud rise out of the west? I'm gonna go with the shower. Yep. Actually, okay, I have my Bible here. What context is this? Is this another verse I just overlooked? I've read Luke. Okay, hold on. Let's see, Luke chapter 12, verse 54. What is the context of this? He said to the crowd, when you see a cloud rising in the west, immediately you say it's going to rain, and it does. Okay. That is a verse to use as a question. This is the most verse in this game so far. Who cast lots for the clothing of Christ at his crucifixion? It was I think actually it was the soldiers. Yep. I wouldn't be surprised if you overlooked John. Oh my god. I did not overlook John 3:16. Give me more credit than that, Johnny. In healing the man blind from birth, what did Jesus put on the man's eyes? It was clay. For how long did John say that Satan will be bound? Ooh. Gut feeling. 1,000 years. Revelation. Oh. John. It did not occur to me to think of John the Apostle. Again, read Revelation once. Too many stuff to remember there. Who is the root of David? Okay, this is the new King James. The King James version messing with me a bit. I'm guessing. I'm going to say it was Joseph then, because Joseph is a descendant, according to the genealogy. He is a descendant of David. I mean, so is Solomon, but I'm guessing they mean him, Jesus' earthly father. Revelations, a book I don't recall too well. Yep. Ah, man. Who was king at the time of the birth of Jesus? It was Herod. Oh, I did worse. All right. Let me pause real quick. All right. So far, this is the game has a very obvious pattern and definitely not a well-designed game, but I played worse. So we're gonna do one more of the minions challenge. I'm gonna do my best to get to at least defeat this one. Then we'll call it there. And if I lose, we'll still gotta call it there. Because I think I got the most out of this game, and aside from different environments, I don't think we're gonna see anything too special for the rest of these quests. Because remember, there's 8 of them to get all the 8 pieces of armor of God. So that can only be fun for so long. So let's do it. Let's do it one more time and pray for me. Pray for me, Johnny. Get to at least get 7 out of 8 questions right. You're doing way better than I would with who was whose dad and such questions. I just glazes over who begot who. See, that casting lost part is why the robe wasn't torn into more than one piece. Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense. All right, here we go. Gotcha. Let's do it. All right. Let's do this. How many days after Jesus was crucified did he say he will rise again? 3 days. What occurred just after the opening of the 6th seal? This is another Revelations questions. I know it's from Revelations, and you know what? I'm gonna cheat. No! Okay. That was a misinput. I was gonna put my controller down, hit one of the triggers, and the game accepted that. I did not press the A button. That was a misinput. So I was gonna cheat and go open Revelations, but alright. We can't mess up anymore. In the parable of the prodigal son, who was angry when the prodigal son returned home? That was the elder brother. What word means the place of a skull? Golgotha. What is the last word in the first epistle to the Corinthians? I am going to cheat and look that up right now. Looking it up right now. Gotta look at First Corinthians. Where's first? Open up to First Corinthians. No way I'm gonna remember what the final word, but thematically, I'm going to make an assumption that it is on men. Yep. First Corinthians chapter 16, verse 24. The final word is amen. Who had all the children from 2 and younger slain in Bethlehem and the land round? Oh, it was Herod. He was a carpenter. Hence why Jesus was a carpenter. Which of the following has a book in the Old Testament named after her? It was Ruth. And alright, I did it. We end on a good note. Don't call me no brood of vipers. Dang, lady cheat. Hey, I did it. Even with the input I got wrong, that I mispressed, I still got it. We're ending on a high note. There we go. And that will be it for tonight. It's a good short stream. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Miss Saren, for watching me and for roasting me. Most from Johnny roasting me, rightfully, for my lack of biblical knowledge on a lot of very specific and also broad questions. So hey, you always gotta re-educate yourself and not take for granted the knowledge. This is Hack. Sign out.